Hey everyone, welcome back to Great Northwest Weaponry. This is Thomas, and today we're going to do our first ever non-demo video. Today we are doing the Mad Minute. So, if you don't know what the Mad Minute is, that it was a pre-World War I and continued up until World War I training exercise practiced by the British riflemen. And the goal of the exercise is you've got a 48-inch square target with a 36-inch ring, 24-inch ring, and then a 12-inch silhouette in the middle. And the goal is to hit this target 15 times in 1 minute, loading from either a pouch or a bandolier with 5-round clips. This would normally be done with something like good old Lee Enfield #1 Mark III. I do intend to do the challenge with this gun, but there's a couple factors going into why I'm not going to use this gun today. Number one being, this has a pretty nasty crack here and here. We talked about this in the last video actually, and until that gets repaired, I'm not comfortable using this gun doing that. Second is, I'm not very well practiced with this gun, so I would probably fail miserably. Now the way we're gonna do it is we've actually got a 16-inch target at 100 yards, and we're gonna go over there and take a look at it real quick. So 100 yards out, 14 to 16-inch round target. So that is about the appropriate division of from 300 yards to 100 yards would be 48 inches down to 16 inches. So I actually am at a bit of a disadvantage with the target being a little smaller and being round. You're losing a bit of surface area. But I'm actually going to be using my Winchester model 1917 American Enfield. A couple of reasons for that. Number one being, this is the rifle that I shoot best of any of the rifles that I own, bar none. Reloads are extremely important in this. It can make or break the challenge, really. If you have a botched reload, that can take 30 seconds to take care of, and you just lost the challenge. So we'll see how well I do. Some history in it on the challenge, by the way. The world record with a Lee Enfield was set by a Sergeant Alfred Snoxall in 1914. And he hit the target 38 times at 300 yards with a Lee Enfield. I believe he was using the #1 Mark III. I don't know what other gun he would have been using considering it was World War I, but other guns like the Lee Metford and the older Long Lees were used for this challenge as well. The challenge was pretty well scrapped after that, but people still run it as a challenge nowadays just for fun, which is what we're going to be doing. I intend on doing this challenge with every milsurp rifle that is bolt action that I can get my hands on. And there is one more point. When you start the challenge, you have 1 round loaded and the gun on safe. So on this, that would be right here. That's your safety. And so you have 1 round loaded, and I've seen this debated. You either have 4 in the chamber or 9 in the chamber. Lee Enfields hold 10 rounds. So I've seen that debated, but because most guns are 5 rounds, most of the wartime milsurps are 5 rounds only, we're gonna do 4 in the chamber. So let's go ahead and give this a try and see how much I suck. Well guys, we didn't quite make the Queen's regulation. We had 12 shots with 11 hits. Did have a bit of a fumble on both reloads. On both reloads actually, 2 bullets fell out of the clip and then I had to feed them back in. On the first reload, I actually didn't notice that 2 had fallen out, and I only loaded 1 back in, so that was only a 4-shot clip on that one. So I could definitely do better. I was close. 11 hits is not bad, especially considering I had to take extra time on both reloads. Even though the clip fed smoothly, the bullets actually fell out in my pouch. Now, something about this this exercise is when the Germans had their first encounter with the British in World War I, they thought they were under fire from machine guns, when in fact it was all riflemen using either pattern 14s, though not probably likely pattern 14s, mostly SMLE #1 Mark IIIs, which I showed you a little earlier, and we will be running this challenge with. We will be running this challenge again with this gun down the road, hopefully in the not too distant future. And generally speaking, these will be the shortest videos that I post. This is going to be a little bit of a longer one because we're explaining the whole challenge and the original history of it and such. That won't be something we'll be going over every time. Most of the time it'll just be, here I am, here's the gun we're using, this is the challenge, go. And then, you know, you got 1 minute of shooting and then wrap up. So today's total, 12 shots, 11 hits. I believe 12 shots. If I'm incorrect on that, I'll post a correction, but I know it was 11 hits. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we will see you next time on Great Northwest Weaponry.